What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to now the fourth episode where we are doing this. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about this setup. And this is specifically for a GoPro. A lot of people question how they can actually get the good audio and everything out of their cameras. And, because GoPro is not known for having good audio whatsoever. The audio sucks. I mean, it gets the job done if you need it. But GoPro definitely does not have the audio. And then on top of it, lighting. If you're doing a video where it's dark out, you don't really have the option to do anything with lighting. They don't have any good functions for, being outside at night. So with this setup, we are going to go over the grip, this little flashlight, this cage that's specifically for this setup. We don't need to touch base on the Hero 6 that's inside of this, because if you're watching this, you already have a GoPro and you more or less know how that functions. And we're also going to be talking about the Rode microphone with the dead cat and the GoPro accessory to hook in a external microphone. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and take everything apart so that way I can touch base on everything individually. Now, again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free, send something in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up now, so that way I can see all of your comments that you guys are putting up. Okay. Now we've got that up in the corner. And we're going to start gutting. So one thing you definitely want to keep handy with this, a little tiny screwdriver never hurts, because if you don't have a GoPro key, or even if you do have a GoPro key, some of the features on this are hard to actually access with that. So having the screwdriver will actually allow you to do things tighter, which will hold everything a lot better. So I always recommend that you have a little screwdriver with you for this setup. Okay, just twist this off, and there we go. So the very first part of this that I want to touch base on is the actual housing for the GoPro itself. Now, this thing it's metal. This thing is solid. The weight of this is a lot heavier than the traditional cage that the GoPro comes in. Now, the big reason why you need this is because the traditional cage does not have anything where you can add attachments on, like the external mic and things like that. So unfortunately, with this setup, you have to have an off-brand cage. Now, this just says Hero 5 on it. If you look on Amazon, you'll find the same exact thing with a bunch of different writing on it. This one just says Hero 5, but I honestly can't tell you what brand it is. It's all generic off-brand stuff. However, they all work amazing. Up top here is where the bolt goes in. This is where you will have the external microphone connected to directly. And then down here, it gives you the option to screw in the piece that connects to the GoPro adapters, or you can remove this and have it go directly to a tripod. And then it also has the little lens cover, which is cool. This filter on here right now is a UV filter, and you can unscrew this. And then this allows you to actually get other lenses that you would like to put in place for the GoPro to see out of, which is something that you don't really have the ability to do with the traditional lens. So going through this adds that little bit of, extra customability, if you want to say that, to your camera. So then I'm going to touch base on probably the most important part. You can't function it without having a little stick. So this is actually one of the floaties. This will float. But the thing I like best about it is the fact that you don't have to clamp anything to the top. This is just your average slide in and lock post that you don't have to constantly be bolting and things like that, which, you know, they do break. So this is the pole that I'm going to be using with it at all times. And the very first attachment that in my setup is going to go onto that will be the flashlight. So the flashlight, I have it set at the angle so that way I can just push it directly in and it'll stay, you know, straightforward. So this is how this gets set onto the post. You know, this here I have is the GoPro brand. However, up top, the gay thing about this, and I really, really, really despise this, is the top clip is generic. Why? Well, this whole unit is generic. It is not something that's made by GoPro. So the actual GoPro clip does not slide into this, which I can't stand. I hate using the generic ones. They always break. So I'm not 100% sure I'm totally satisfied with this light. However, in videos like the ghost hunting and even in Centralia, when we went back and saw the houses and I had to pull my phone light out, you know, it's got this little button here. It does a USB charge. So I'll open it up first. You just flip the side open. Boom. There you go. And there's your battery. And there's where you plug it in to charge it. It's very simple. This is waterproof. This is actually a diving camera. This is for underwater. But it works just fine, you know, not being underwater. You know, you don't have to use it for that purpose. But the button, you press it, and you get a very, very strong light, which this is, you know, obviously you don't want to aim it at yourself. If, you know, you don't got sunglasses on, it'll probably hurt. But you can see this is a very powerful light. You can click it again, dumb it down a little bit, then it's a little bit more bearable. And the final mode is a strobe. So if there is any particular situation where you need to have a strobe light, this actually incorporates that and it has it built into it. So it's a very good function, especially since, you know, GoPros are action cameras, which means that, you know, you're out and about all the time and, you know, chances are of something happening, you know, very high. So to have the safety feature of the strobe, I think is pretty cool. So going on from there, I will go ahead and clip the, well, I got to bolt it on. But I will bolt on now the Hero 6 onto the light. So, you know, we're going to line it up, make sure it's level. You know, obviously that's something we, you know, want to do is have this thing level. Take the little screwdriver and we'll just tighten that right up. So there we go, just like that. Now, another thing I want to touch base on with this camera, the traditional casing, you can't open the door. You actually have to take the camera out, take the door off, put it back in. With this, you actually have that ability to open the door because you have a much larger hole here. However, for the sake of the video, I took the door off. Why do you need the door off? Well, you have to plug in the microphone, and with that comes the microphone adapter, which is this piece right here. So this is probably the worst thing that you have to do. This is totally ridiculous. Okay, let's take into consideration when the GoPro Hero 6 first came out. Of course, that's when I got it, when it first came out. It was like a $500 camera. Okay, to have the function of an external microphone, you need this. And does anybody want to take a guess how much this little tiny thing costs? $50 for this, just to plug in a microphone. Now, don't forget about the fact that you still have to buy the microphone, which is more money, of course. But $50 just to be able to have the ability to plug in a microphone. And then GoPro doesn't even make their own housing to hold a mic. So it's really kind of stupid that they charge you $50 for this little thing. I mean, I guess if GoPro did have a housing that could hold a microphone, it'd probably be like $100, $150, you know, something like that anyway, just because it's GoPro and they got to be fucking expensive as hell. But on the good side to this, the actual quality of it, it's not that plastic feel. It's actually got that rubbery texture just like the camera has, which is okay. It's at least nice for that. They at least kept consistency with the quality. And then you have your 2 ports here. You have one port, which is where the microphone will plug into, but they actually added another USB-C port, which will charge the camera. So you can still charge your camera with this plugged in. Okay, worth the $50 yet? Maybe like 30. I think 50 is still a little bit steep, but can charge the camera and can have the mic. So if you find a way to hook up a portable charger to this whole setup, then by all means, there you go. You can still do that. So now what will happen is we'll take our setup here. Now, one big tip. I've been watching this one guy who's been making videos of how you do setups, and honestly, I'm really sick and tired of what a lot of people say for their setups and what they come up with, because half the time it's all just garbage crap, where this is actually something that is more quality. Now, granted, this setup is actually a little bit more expensive and definitely costs a little bit more to get these materials to do this. This light was $9. The housing was $25. The floaty alone was $30, but it's the actual GoPro. I'm trying to keep it on a more higher scale. You can do these cheaper methods, but you also want to remember too, when you're out in public and you're like this and you're doing all your stuff, people are actually looking at you and people are looking at your equipment, and especially other people who are doing YouTube or filming, photography, whatever it may be, they are looking at your equipment, and that actually shows a standpoint on where you stand and what you do. So obviously the more professional person is going to have much larger, better equipment than your standard person who is just trying to get into it. So the quality of what you have definitely says and speaks for your channel or your business, whatever it may be that you're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and plug it right in. And then what I was going to mention was the one guy, he points out that you can use Velcro. I haven't done it yet, but honestly, you could put a little piece of Velcro on this and a little piece of Velcro right on the back and right like that, and it'll stay and won't move. Honestly, it moving, I don't really see an issue, because once you have the other wire going up, it really won't move, I don't think. But to keep it out of the way and more presentable, yes, you could put a piece of Velcro and have it right there, and it would stay in a very good, perfect spot. So that's an option that you could do. So we've touched base on all this. Now let's touch base on the Rode microphone. Now this is the most expensive piece of the set. Comes with the dead cat, kind of a funny name for it because it looks like a little dead cat. And then you have your cable, which has some spring to it, and your microphone with the shock mount. So this will spring around a little bit. Initially in photos and things like that, it appears that it's all solid and that it won't move. But it does have some spring in it, just like how this microphone has right there with the shock. So it has this little piece here that you can twist. Now this twisting piece is actually what will tighten up onto your camera. So here's how we'll start off. I'm going to put this right up here like this, and then we're going to tighten it. What's going on, Shadow Drifter? So that is 100% secure on there and is not moving. Well, besides the shake, which I honestly didn't know it would do, and it kind of sucks. But I'm going to tell you how you get around all that. So this mic will pick up perfect. Okay. Now, obviously, the dead cat covers for if you're outside and you have wind, and all you would do is you would just put it on like that. Now, here's where things get complicated. Now, you can see it's already bending down and kind of coming in front of the camera a little bit. Well, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. So we'll put our plug up top. And I'm going to plug it into the GoPro adapter. So now it's held up a little bit better. It's got some tension pulling back. So that's why I don't have the thing hooked. But I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter. You probably could do it. Yes, this is perfect. In my mind, this is the perfect setup. So with how this is, you want to set in your camera settings, you can't do super view and you don't want to do the wide angle. You want to do the, I think it's linear. They have it set at in here. You want to have it where it's more of an up close, because the wider the angle, you will catch the top of this. But if you have it more of a close up, which, I mean, if you're doing a vlog anyway, you're going to hold it here and you want it to be more presented on your face. You don't want it to be capturing everything around you. So what happens is, even with that little bit of movement that you get from bouncing or whatever, it won't come up in your screen, which is awesome. So to me, I think this is the perfect setup. You know, I don't see any flaw with it. You know, with what everybody else does with all their weird, like, you can use this little mic hook to the side and tape this here and tape that there. You know, I don't really see there to be any point in any of that. And a lot of people don't even show you how you do it with having a flashlight on it as well. So, you know, I actually do have some more people in here than what I had before. So I'm going to show you guys again with the light being on. That's what we have. So at nighttime, this thing is going to be epic. It's definitely going to do the job that it needs to do. Put it down, do it a little bit dimmer, or we can do the strobe if there's any emergency or anything going on. Like, you know, my dog being an asshole in the background. So, you know, we got a strobe for that to get someone to come, like, quiet him up. But yeah, so again, the light, it's $9, 25 for this, 50 here, and another 56 for the mic, and then 30 on the base. So I mean, it's not too bad. It is a little bit pricey, but oh, did it really? So Shadow Drifter commented, he said it actually hurt his eyes through the computer screen. This thing is really bright. It's definitely got a very bright glow to it, which is insane. And definitely something that I am very excited about, especially with doing, you know, we're going to be doing outdoors videos. You know, the kids, we intend on doing stuff in the backyard at night with, you know, doing stuff in the tent, and they don't know it yet, but I intend on doing some scary stories and stuff with them. So having the flashlight is definitely a big help, and you never know when you're going to need it. You really don't. So why not have it down there? It's out of the way. And honestly, it's really not holding. Okay, so Shadow Drifter is Kevin from K Speed and Sound. I'm just now figuring that out. Hi, Kevin. So the light is definitely something that'll come in handy. You never know when you're going to need it. And if you really look, it's not adding that much into, you know, what you've already got going on. You know, if you're going to hold it like this, it's really not getting in your way. It's perfectly fine. You know, and honestly, I like the way it looks. I might do that trick though and Velcro this just to clean it up a little bit. I think I will do that. And then at the same time, if you need an external battery, you know, everybody's always talking about you got to tape it to like a leg of a thing because they use like the tripod handhelds, and you really don't need a tripod handheld. This is perfectly fine like this. I'd rather use the higher end equipment anyway. And you could probably just Velcro this like that and put another piece of Velcro and get a little tiny external battery thing and, you know, boom, right in. But honestly, I mean, if you're going to vlog and have your camera on for that friggin' long, I mean, then you're definitely getting some excess footage that you don't even need, because I'll be honest, when you're filming, about 60% of your content gets dumped. You don't use it. You only use like 40% of, or even less of what you actually film. So, I mean, if you're going to be doing this and like fucking walking for like 2 fucking hours consecutively filming, then you're an idiot regardless. Okay. That's kind of stupid. I don't see why you're going to for 2 hours. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know, there's an off button, you can turn it off and it helps save your battery a little bit. You know, that's just kind of like a fun tip I thought I'd, you know, share with everybody. Good. I'm glad you got a laugh out of that. Me and my smart ass. So, but yeah, I don't see why that's necessary. Plus, in my case anyway, I don't do any of my shooting like this with this kind of setup. I use the stabilizer, I use the Karma grip, and the Karma grip will actually charge the GoPro anyway. So if I take this out and put it in the grip, then it's really not going to, you know, affect anything. There's really no issue there. So again, I really don't see why you need a portable charger on a vlogging setup. That's just my opinion. That's a long vlog that nobody's going to watch. So have fun with that and good luck with that. Because if you put up a 2-hour video of just your beautiful face, I probably won't watch it. Just being honest, I don't think I'll watch that at all. I don't think anybody will watch it, especially me. I really won't watch it. As you're looking at my beautiful face right now, watching this, thinking like you're doing the same thing. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I am doing the same thing because I'm actually doing something that makes sense, and it's only going to be for a half hour. And I'm probably going to cut it short because we've honestly touched base on just about everything on this, and we only have about 9 minutes left. So anyways, I'm glad that we got Kevin back on and watching and in the chat room. That's awesome. I like seeing the chat rooms going. And no, you're wrong. It's not the 14.6. I'm going to turn this thing on now just to prove that wrong. 14.6 is a different mode. Let me see here. It is. It's linear. That's what it is. It's linear, wide, and super good. Maybe linear is 14.6. I don't know. Could be. I hope not, because I sound like an idiot. But anyway, so that's the whole setup for this. Hopefully, oh, wow. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And if anybody has any questions on where to get this or, you know, how it works, just watch future videos. My videos coming up that are going to be vlogs are going to be using this. So I don't have any videos up currently, you know, showing any tests of it. I have run tests on it myself, obviously, just to make sure it works. And it does. I'm going to tell you that the audio quality is insane. So when I do like more of the what's in the box challenge and have it set up on a tripod and things like that, you're going to get more audio, you know, which is something that people want. When people watch a vlog or when people watch something where other people are talking, you definitely want to have that audio of their voice. And that is something that for a whole year and through all 300 and some odd videos that I have, I've never really had the audio quality. The only thing that I got the audio quality in was this when I purchased this microphone, which I think was a good investment. And this mic alone, this entire thing, the puffy freaking filter thing, for the pop filter, the mic, the arm, which is, you know, extends and does all kinds of things and is connected to the computer. It also has the little windscreen, which is kind of like the dead cat, but it's the foam. It's not the puffy dead cat. You know, all that was $36. And then I purchased the phantom power separately, so that way it's plugged into the wall where it gets its power, because if it's sucking all that from the computer, then it's going to take a lot, and the quality is going to be kind of because it's not actually getting a lot of electricity to it to power it. So that's a little bit of the story on this, and this was on Amazon. So for $30, $36, figure like 40 with that thing. For like $40, I have what I feel is, again, a perfect setup for vlogging, for doing a live stream, doing a chat room, you know, whatever it may be, for the computer. And then for the GoPro, we have this. So again, this is just a generic flashlight, the generic camera housing for the GoPro. And then this is the Rode microphone. You know, that's one thing we want to stay key on, is that you want the Rode microphone. There are cheaper budget options out there, but I am telling you, you don't want to deal with that. Just like I don't want to deal with the whining right now in the background. So we'll like muffle everything out. But so yeah, so this is going to work very well. Don't get the cheap stuff. Save up, spend a little bit extra, and do this setup where everything's going to work a little bit better. You know, and I can guarantee you, you guys are going to be happy with the content coming from this, and you guys will be happy with the content that you film if you get a setup like this. So it's 8:25. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Look forward to more adventures. I don't have anything scheduled and planned right now, but now that I have this set up, I am definitely antsy and cannot wait to get out and use this and start making some cool content. So I will probably make a demo video of this, because obviously I can't do it in the live stream, but I will make a demo video so that you guys can hear the audio difference between what it's like with the mic on and just strictly from the GoPro. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed all this, and hopefully this gave you some good tips. So I will see you next week at 8 o'clock. And as Shadow Drifter just said, more with K-Speed and Sound to come. Of course, yes, you still got to get your thing working so that way I can get you in here. We tried to get him in today, but again, it still didn't work. But yeah, cat in the background. I know, cat and dog in the background. So, but anyway, there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I will catch you all next weekend, probably 8 p.m. again. If not in the morning, but most likely it'll be at 8 p.m. again. So I will see you guys. Have a good night.